blood creeping up from the heathens. Got will, got fight, got pride, got reason. If they wanna go eat, then you know I'm gon' feed them. If you're coming for me, hope you're ready for a demon. I got eyes in the back of my head, I'm seeing. Take me for granted and you know I'm leaving. I'ma take what's mine with the...
Hey everybody, and welcome back to the Average Woman Podcast. I am that lady, Miss Nicole, coming at you today with another topic that is near and dear to my spirit. So today we are going to get down to it. We are talking about the modern woman and what does the Bible say about the modern woman. So of course the Bible doesn't specifically say the modern woman is this or the modern woman that. So what I did was I evaluated the things that make us modern women. Some of the practices that we keep that are very common in today's society. And we want to know how God feels about those things, because our desire is to become the Proverbs 31 woman. So if your heart's desire is to become the Proverbs 31 woman, the first thing that you need to do is know where you're going wrong. I believe that you need to know where is it that you're going off, and not according to what I say, because it doesn't matter how I feel, but we believe in the book. So we're going to come out the book. I'm not going to preach it. I'm not going to try to break it down for you. I'm going to read it, give you the verse, and you can just take that and do whatever it is you need to do with it. If you want to look it up and read for it for yourself, I'm putting it out there so that you can understand how you need to fix things so you can move forward and become that Proverbs 30 woman that your heart solely desires you to become. Like I do. I want to know these things. I want to know where I'm going off. So my heart's desire is that the ultimate goal is to be able to become that Proverbs 31 woman that shows love and that has the respect of the Most High. So let's get into it. Well, first of all, let me tell you, thank you so much for tuning in to the Average Woman Podcast. We give all honor, glory, and praise to the Most High. For without Him, we are nothing. We ain't got nothing going on, and we really just don't have any hope. So let me pay some bills, and we'll be right back after these messages. Hey. Thanks for listening to my podcast. If you ever wanted to have your very own podcast, I can tell you how to set it up right now. Anchor is an awesome app that's free to download. You can use its creation tools to edit your podcast right from your phone or computer. Anchor will distribute your podcast so that you can be heard on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and many more other platforms. You can make money from your podcast with no minimum listenerships. And also, it has everything that you need in one place. All you need to do is go download the free Anchor app or go to anchor.fm to get started. I look forward to hearing your new podcast any day now. Thanks. And now back to the show. All right, and we are back, and thanks so much for tuning in to the Average Woman Podcast. I am that lady, Miss Nicole. So let's get into it. So today we are talking about what does the Bible say about the modern woman. And I was excited to do some research and come up with some things. And guys, listen, I'm sure there are more scriptures about us than I'm covering today. So please forgive me if you would like to add more verses that you found interesting. Please feel free to comment, and make sure you like and subscribe to our YouTube channel, the Average Woman channel, where we can get this conversation going. Okay. All right. So in no particular order, the first one that we're going to talk about is blonde hair. Now we love us some golden blonde hair in this place. We love dyeing our hair and changing the colors because blondes have more fun, right? That's what we were told. So let's get into it. So Leviticus 13 and 30, it says the priest is to examine the sore And if it appears to be more than skin deep, and the hair in it is yellow and thin, the priest shall pronounce that person unclean. It is an infectious disease of the head or chin. Okay? So, according to what this is saying, and I may be wrong, but you let me know in the comment section, that if you have some hair on your head that's yellow, that it is considered to be an infectious disease. And we are dyeing our hair yellow, aka blonde, intentionally. And according to Leviticus 13 and 30, you guys got to read this. And some of the scriptures that I'm pulling out are from NIV, and some of them are out of King James version. So I do use those two versions. So you're welcome to take the scripture itself and read it for yourself. I always encourage you to do your own reading and studying. Okay, so the next one is tattoos. And I know we love to get some tattoos. Leviticus 19 and 28. This is in the NIV. It says, "Do not cut your bodies for the dead, or put tattoo marks on yourselves. I am the Lord." Period. Yeah, I don't think that they can get any clearer than that. So we are not supposed to be tattooing our bodies. And I don't think that he would be proud of us with those BBL surgeries and those breast augmentations that we're doing, cutting on our flesh and changing everything up. I don't think that he would have a problem with surgery, like if we were sick or something like that. But for us just to be cutting on our bodies for vain, crazy reasons, no. I don't think that he would agree with that at all. All right, so let's talk about number 3. Moving on, we are talking about the attire. The attire or the clothing that we tend to wear. Okay, so we are going to the book of 1 Timothy 2 and 9, and it says, "In like manner also, that women adorn themselves in modest apparel, with shamefacedness and sobriety, not with broidered apparel, hair or gold, or pearls, or costly array." So that means that, well, from what this says, that if a woman is to adorn herself in modest apparel, usually means that she shouldn't be trying to be flashy, attracting a lot of attention on herself. Don't be so consumed with costly, diamonds and, well, this says gold, pearls, or costly array. So, don't be consumed with worldly things and jewels and all this other stuff, because at the end of the day, that stuff not important. According to the word, it says, so we're on Timothy. That was 2 and 9 that I read you. Now Timothy 2 and 10 says, "But which becometh woman professing godliness with good work." Timothy 2 and 11 says, "Let the woman learn in silence with all subjection." And 1 Timothy 2 and 9 and 12 says, "But I suffer not a woman to teach, nor to usurp authority over the man, but to be in silence." So, I know y'all didn't want to hear that part, but that was like kind of a 2-part kind of series. That was kind of like number 3 and number 4. So not only does God word state that we are to adorn ourselves in modest apparel, but be shamefaced, meaning being humble, being sobriety, not being out here drunk-faced, all in the streets loud. We're definitely not supposed to be doing that. Not worrying about all the fine linens and the jewels and all this here, but being humble. You know what I'm saying? Not worrying about diamonds and pearls and all this here, buying all that expensive things, because it doesn't mean anything. It says, but which becometh woman professing godliness. So you want to profess that you are walking in the Spirit and doing what the Most High requires of you, with good works. Because a woman in the days, she will be known by her works, what she do. Let the woman learn in silence with all subjection. This part is about us leading like churches, leading the congregation, we are not supposed to be, according to this word, they're not supposed to be women pastors and evangelists all up in front of the church teaching the word. According to this, it says, but I suffer a woman not to teach. All right. So I believe that he said that. I'm not trying to teach anything to anybody, but what we as women, we're under is the Titus 2, 3 through 5 is where we are supposed to teach the young women. We're supposed to teach the young women. So I always do my podcast speaking to the young women, speaking to the women my age. That's who my podcast is aimed toward. I really can't give men any advice because I'm not supposed to and I'm not a man. So, but I suffer a woman not to teach, nor to assert authority over the man, but to be in silence. And that's not saying that you can't talk. That's just saying that you got to know your role. And when it comes to dealing with the church affairs or the congregation affairs, that we got to let the men handle that. Our portion is to, feed them, keep the place clean, come together, plan, do our little things. But when it comes to the business of the congregation, that's handled by the men. And we shouldn't be, we're not, according to the word, we shouldn't be involved in it according to the words. Okay, so we are moving on. So we're going to number 5. And number 5 is Proverbs 6:25. Lust not after her beauty in thy heart, neither let her take thee with her eyelids. Neither let her take you with. Y'all know y'all love them long eyelashes. And it tells that's how you can tell. I'm telling you. And I put out a podcast a little bit ago about how you can tell the difference between a man who really reads the Bible. A man who really reads the Bible is not about, you're not going to be able to win him over with your looks and your behind and your physical attributes. A man who really reads the Bible is going after the person that you are at the end of the day. He don't care about none of that stuff that you think is important. So I'm telling you, if you're not dressed appropriately, a man who knows God ain't even going to approach you. Okay, if you're not dressed appropriate, because he know what the words say, and God told the men to look out for women that behave in a certain manner. So a lot of you is not about you can't pull the wool over these men's eyes, and that's what I was saying in that podcast. You can't pull the wool over their eyes because they already see you coming before you come. You already possessing the qualities of the women that God said that were wicked back in the days, and for them not to fall for. You know how y'all like to take y'all pretty pictures on the internet and, do your thing and all this stuff. But God told the men to be wary of that. And you can find all that information out in, it's in the Apocrypha, which I know this is why they took this out of the Bible. So this would be in the Apocrypha, which is the books that they removed from the Bible. But the book of Ecclesiasticus, chapter 26, man, you have got to read that, ladies. I mean, if you don't change, if that doesn't change your whole vibe and attitude, because it's just calling you out and putting the men on notice, like, you better beware of this type of female, because, she could give you some problems. So moving right along, we are going to number 6. This one is also in Proverbs chapter 9, verse 13. A foolish woman is clamorous. She is simple and know nothing. So a woman that talk a lot, a woman that's loud and simple, just all the time. Yep. And they all they the ones all fighting in the streets. They the loud, silly little girls doing the most. And y'all know that definitely is that's in the Bible. So the Bible tells you that if you're a woman that talks a lot, you are simple and you don't know nothing. So, Proverbs 9:13. So you might want to read that one out and change your ways to what is more righteous. This is not to insult you, but this is to let you know that, you need to make some changes, because what you think is cool and fly and all that there, you making yourself look like a Jezebel or ungodly woman. And if that's your goal, by all means continue, because I am no hater. If you're not feeling what I'm saying, I have some great gardening videos on my channel, Gardening Goodness. Check it out. So moving right along. Also, I want to kick in, I didn't write that one down, so we're going to skip that one down. All right, so 1 Corinthians 14 and 34. Okay, that verse also reiterates what we talked about. It said it for the second time when we read it just a minute ago. And let me go back. The same chapter that we read in 1 Timothy 2, verse 11. 1 Timothy 2 and 11. So this is a repeat of that. It says that the woman should keep silent in the churches, for they are not permitted to speak, but should be in submission, as the law also says. Because it is a law, according to in the laws of God in the Bible, it does say that we are to be in silent. I mean, it's a law of God. So this is not what man wants you to do. This is not what I want you to do. This is what the book tells us to do. And if you don't believe in the book, hey, I understand. Listen, I got some great gardening videos on my channel for you. Great gardening videos. So let's talk about it another way. Number 8. So we are talking about, we're in the book of Ecclesiasticus. This is in the Apocrypha, chapter 26. And we're talking about a woman who has no morals. It says, a shameless woman shall be counted as a dog, but she that is shamefaced will fear the Lord. So a shameless woman means a woman with no shame. She doing the most out here in these streets. Okay, she is popping it. Doja Cat, these rap girls, half naked. Yeah, shameless. These are shameless women. Okay, so if you not, hopefully you're not on that level. Hopefully you still down on earth with the rest of us. But a shameless woman shall be counted as a dog. And what is a female dog? A bitch. So the Bible basically just called us bitches. It called shameless women bitches. So that's just what it is. Now, so moving right along, we are going on to number 8. Your look. Let's talk about your looks. Because like I said, we do love our eyelashes, and the book of Ecclesiasticus in the Apocrypha once again tells us 26 and 9. The whoredom of a woman may be known in her haughty looks and eyelids. So when you taking those selfies and you got your tongue hanging out your mouth and you got your makeup done and you think you're feeling your best, that basically is telling brothers, hey, she gonna be known by them haughty looks and eyes, so don't be deceived by that. I mean, the Bible is just straight gangster, y'all. It's just gangster. And that's how you can really tell. I'm telling you, could tell if a man reads the Bible or not, because the first thing that they will tell you is that it is not about how you can lay your wig down on your head. It's about your personality and the countenance of who you are and how willing you are to serve the Most High. Because if you're willing to serve the Most High, then you're going to be a good wife to him. And he knows that. And men, and if that's what you're looking for, if you're looking for some thug dude, now I don't know what they're looking for, but I know that any man, that a godly man, if you want to stand out in the crowd, you got to set yourself apart. And that's what holiness means. It means to be separate from everybody else, not doing what everybody else do, but do your own thing. Okay? So let's talk about your wisdom. Your wisdom. You have to, we don't know a lot of stuff. We don't know a lot of stuff. But 1 Timothy 2, verse 13 through 15. You should know this. For Adam was formed first. Adam was not deceived, but the woman, being deceived, was in transgression. Notwithstanding, she shall be saved in childbearing, if they continue in faith and charity and holiness with sobriety. Okay, so just to let you know that our foremother Eve, she sinned. She was manipulated by the snake of the garden. She was manipulated, and not only she sinned, she decided to bring Adam into her sin, cursing him as well. So knowing that our foremother Eve was careless and manipulative and foolish, we need to understand that the apple doesn't fall far from the tree. Eve is the mother of us all. Okay? And so God told you specifically in his word, he said that Adam wasn't deceived. Adam didn't bring us into sin. Eve did. And when you know that, you are the reason for your suffering, the woman, because we are haughty, we want to do what we want to do. And since the beginning of time, it has not gotten us anywhere. When we fall out of order and we're not doing what we're supposed to do, we are a mess to the Most High. And we have to bring ourselves back. That's why I'm so all for, women becoming the women that they're supposed to be. Not ladies, being tossed to and fro in their feelings and emotions, but learning the righteous way, learning to be okay with things, learning to step into your womanhood while you still got a chance, Another thing that I found interesting that I was looking at is the Bible also talks about our cycle, our flower is what it's called in the Bible, our flower. Each one of us have a monthly flower unless we've gone through menopause. You know what I'm talking about, ladies. So just to let you know, and like I said, I found this interesting in the book of Leviticus, chapter 12 and verse 2. It says, after childbirth, you are considered unclean for 7 days. This is in the Bible, y'all. So after you've had a child, you're considered unclean for 7 days. Okay, and it also says in the book of Leviticus, chapter 15 and verse 18, is that after sex, you definitely should wash up. It says that you should clean up after sex, and you are unclean until the end of the day. So you ladies should not be having multiple sex partners in one day, because after one, you're unclean. You need to shut that cat down for the day and wait till tomorrow. You understand? You definitely shouldn't be having multiple partners, because, that's how diseases start. And another thing, okay, so Leviticus 15 and 19, it also talks about that while you are on your cycle, you are considered unclean. And it says that you shouldn't be really in contact with anyone for 7 days, because anyone that you come in contact with for those 7 days are unclean right along with you. It says that anything that you sit upon, anything that you lay upon, anything that anyone who sits or touches anything that she sits upon will be unclean. Okay, so just understand that during your time of the month, and I understand, like, back in the days we didn't have like sanitary napkins and different things like that, so it might have been possible for you to sit on something and bleed on it or whatever. But times have gotten better, and we can manage that thing. But you as a woman, when your time of the month comes on, you really need to pause and allow your body to go through the process of doing what it needs to do. You need to give yourself a week off from whatever's going on. You don't need to try to rush that. You need to allow your body to do what it needs to do, because that's healthy, and that's a part of, being a woman. Allowing your menstruation to cleanse your body, allowing yourself to reflect on what you've done and the things that, you really think about, why are we even going through this? What is, and I think that's why, the Bible, it tells us we were cursed with that infirmity because of the deed of our foremother. You see what I'm saying? So this is something that we should reflect upon during our cycles, and we should care for ourselves better during that time, and allow ourselves to mentally, physically just shed that hostility, deal with our emotions at that time, all that PMS. And we need to learn how to control, our emotions, and remember why we're going through that from even the beginning. Why are we even dealing with these issues, and we got to take that back to our mother, our foремother. Our foремother was foolish, and we're being foolish now as well, So that was about 11 to 12 verses that I share with you guys. But man, I'm sure that there are like tons more. I didn't even get into Ecclesiasticus and the Apocrypha, man, because I'm telling you that chapter 26 is a scorcher. And y'all, we haven't even gotten to the book of Isaiah. But we will. We're going to talk about that because, in order for us to be better, we gotta start somewhere. And a lot of us don't like to read the Bible. A lot of us don't care what it says. But that book has been passed down from generation to generation. Traditional women back in the days, they believed in that book, and they did to the best of their ability. They kept some of the customs and the traditions that's in that book. And I think that it's important that we get back to that so that we could be happier, so that we could understand our place. Because it's like right now, we're so far out in the water, away from who we are, who we're supposed to be, that we really have forgotten ourselves. And that is the whole point in getting back to the law. The law gives you structure, it gives you order, it gives you something to set your life to. Because the world today, our times, doesn't really give us anything. It just say you can do whatever you want to do. But I don't want to do whatever I want to do. I want to do what I need to do to be blessed. I want to do what I need to do to make sure my family is safe. I want to do what I need to do to have the man I want. I want to do what I need to do to live good. I want to be, and when I die, I hope that I can meet my maker and that he has mercy on me, and that's all that I could do, So I hope that my information was, educational to you. Please make sure that you comment in the section below. Please like my videos. I work really hard on them. And make sure you subscribe to my channel and hang in there with your girl. If you got any topics that you want to discuss, queenfromcreation@NicoleArcher.com. You can always leave me a message. And until next time, shalom.